Hello everyone, I'm Michelle Smith and welcome to my channel. I have a Dollar Tree Christmas DIY for you today. In today's crafting adventure, I'm going to show you how to make these adorable standing Santa Claus and elf. Both of these were made using items from Dollar Tree and Lowe's. Okay, let me go ahead and show you how to make them. Here is a list of the tools and materials I used to complete the project. For your convenience, I've also included a detailed list in the description box below. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that you'll need is a 8-foot piece of pine wood. This measures at 1.5 inch by 1.5 inch. I picked it up at Lowe's. It was $2.68 for the piece of wood. Now for the elf, you will need 2 pieces cut at 11 inches. And for the Santa Claus, you will need 2 pieces cut at 14 inches. Now, if you don't have a way to cut the wood at home, whether you buy it at Lowe's or Home Depot, you can always ask them to cut the wood for you at those specific lengths. My Lowe's does not charge me to cut the wood, but some places do, so you might want to ask. You're also going to need one of these unfinished wood plaques. This one I picked up from Home Depot. It was $1.98. It's nice and thick, and this is what we're going to use as the base. And the size is 5 inch by 7 inch. If you can find a thick base at Dollar Tree in one of their plaques that's large enough, you can use that. But you want to make sure that it has some weight to it so that your guy can stand up straight. And then you're also going to need one of these elf signs, and then one of the Santa signs if you're going to do Santa. All I did was pull the two apart and make sure that I removed all of the hot glue off of the back. And I also went ahead and removed the hanger. You'll want to go ahead and do that to both signs. Okay, so go ahead and unwrap your base. Now you'll need one for each if you're going to do both of them. And to find the center, you simply measure and mark the center on each side and then line them up and draw a line, and do the same going the opposite direction so that you can find the center. Then what you're going to do is go ahead and take your 1.5 inch by 1.5 inch, and you go ahead and you find the center on that. Then you line one guy up on one side of the line in the center, and you match that center line. And then go ahead and take your pencil and trace around the base. Okay. Then you do the same thing on the other side. You're just going to make sure you line the center up. Go ahead and trace around the base. You need to make sure you get the corners because you're going to use those. So it looks like that. Okay, and then you're going to take your ruler and you're going to go from one corner to the diagonal corner. Draw a line. I'm going to do that in both boxes. So it looks like that. Now where those cross at the X, that's where you're going to drill your holes. Now on the bottom, you want to pick the two bottoms that are the flattest, because we're going to be attaching them here. Now to find the center on these, you do the same thing. Take your ruler and draw a line from corner to corner. So you have an X, and the center of the X is where you're going to drill your pilot hole. Okay, so after the holes are drilled here and your pilot holes are drilled on the bottom, you're going to use a 1.5 inch flathead screw and screw in from the underneath into each of the wood. And then at the top, you're going to take a large staple and hammer it down so that it holds the top pieces together. So I'm going to take you into the garage and we're going to go ahead and do that. I had my dad help me with this part. You will need a 1/16 drill bit. Drill the two holes in the base. You will want to use a piece of scrap wood underneath so you don't damage your surface. Make sure to hold the base while drilling. Attach the countersink bit and drill until the screws sit flat. You'll need to change to a 11/64 bit and drill a pilot hole in the wood. Slip the screw through the hole in the base and screw it into place, making sure that it is in its correct position. To attach the other leg, line it up next to the first one and tap the top with a hammer. The screw will leave an indentation letting you know where to drill your second pilot hole. Take a large staple and hammer it into the top to secure it, like this. Okay, so I have my base all together. The next thing that you're going to want to do is go over the legs and sand them down. Just go ahead and remove anything that's really rough so that you have a nice surface to paint. Now we're going to be painting the base black, and I just have apple barrel acrylic paint in black. And then on the elf, we're going to paint the legs holly branch green in apple barrel. And for the Santa's legs, you will need cardinal crimson in apple barrel. Okay, now I'm going to start by painting the legs. Now I just tend to put my paint right on my project. And then go ahead and give the legs a good coat of the paint. Make sure that you get good coverage. And then for Santa's mustache and beard, I used a little bit of puff paint in white. Dollar Tree does carry puff paint on occasion, so if you can find it, you can get it there. Otherwise, you can pick it up at Walmart. Okay, so go ahead and get your legs painted green all the way around, and then get the base painted black. I'm going to do that, let that dry, and then we'll be back. Okay, now I want to dress up my sign just a little bit to make him a little bit more festive. So I pulled out some white pom-poms. I have one large one to go at the end of his hat, and then some smaller ones to go across the front here. So I'm just going to hot glue those on. We'll dab a hot glue and put them in place. I really loved these signs when they came out. I was so happy to see them. Now, if you're looking for this sign, I know they're not in stores yet, but I just looked on the Dollar Tree website and they are offering this sign. And if you go into their categories and then go into smaller quantities, you will find it there. And they're only requiring that you purchase 3. Now you can purchase just 3 and have them shipped to your local store, and then you don't have to pay for shipping. I don't know how long they're going to be available on small quantities like that, so if you want to get one, I would suggest you order right away. I think he is so cute. They don't have the Santa sign online, they only have the elf one right now. So I'm hoping that they will get some more of the Santa ones in the stores. And I'm going to put the big one on the end of his hat. You just need to be careful that you don't glue it down on your table. Okay, and then I also have some of these glitter pom-poms, and they come in a package of variety of sizes. So I'm going to use the sparkly red at the tip of the shoes. Now, of course, this is optional. If you prefer to leave your sign plain, that's perfectly fine. You can do that. But when it comes to Christmas, I think things should always be a little bit more adorned. It makes it more festive. And it's only for this holiday, so. And then on the shoes here, they have little glitter dots. So on those glitter dots, I'm going to go ahead and glue down these small green pom-poms. Just need a little dab of hot glue. Just be cautious not to burn yourself. Okay, so I got all my little pom-poms on my shoes. I'm really happy about that. I might add something up here, but I'm going to wait until I get him attached. I have the white ones across the top, and now I'm going to put some small green ones right around here around his hands. Okay, I think that looks really cute. It brings out his little hands. Now go ahead and set these aside so that they can fully dry. Okay, so I have my base all painted. I made sure to include the top, and I painted all the way around. The base is solid black, and the 2 pieces of wood are holly branch. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and attach the feet. And we're going to be doing that by using some of the Crafter Square woodwork glue and some hot glue. So the feet are going to go on just like that. You just want to line them up. Go ahead and put down a good amount of the craft glue. Now this will give you the long-term hold, and the hot glue will give you a quick hold. Okay, so just get your feet on and get them as close to lined up as you can. Okay, next you're going to need some red felt. I picked this up from the Dollar Tree in the Crafter Square section. And we're going to use this to make some shorts for our elf. Okay, so just unroll your felt and cut a piece that's about 7 inches. And then along the bottom, you're going to want to fold it up by about 1/2 inch. And then glue it down. Just put a little bit of glue and fold it over. Okay, so you have about a 1/2 inch folded over. And now you need to decide how long you want his shorts to be. This is going to go on top. I think I'm going to have them go about there. Then just wrap it around. See, I have quite a bit of excess, so I'm going to go ahead and trim some of that off. Okay, so now for these to look like shorts, I'm going to glue them right where the seam is. So just run a bead of hot glue and then go ahead and push it in. just like that, so it looks like they're shorts. Okay, then you're simply going to finish wrapping it and glue it down on the back. You want to use a little bit of the craft glue as well. And then you're going to fold this side over and fold it so you have a clean edge. And then hot glue that down. Okay, so you have a nice clean edge where it meets. At the top, if you have any excess, just trim off. You're going to fold it down, but like that piece was too big. And then go ahead and fold it in, trim off any excess, and glue it down. So I push in the sides, just like you would a package, and then push one end down and glue it. Okay, and then once that's down, just fold down the top, make sure it doesn't hang over, and glue that down. Now, anytime I'm hot gluing, I really like to use this tool. You can find it in the Dollar Tree over in the kitchen section. It is made by Betty Crocker. It is their scraper spatula, and it is 100% silicone. This works great because it helps you from not burning yourself, and if hot glue does get on it, it just wipes right off once it cools. Okay, so that's what it should look like. So you have the crease, so it looks like pants. Everything is glued down and finished on the top, and even the back looks nice and clean. Now we're going to go ahead and attach the top part of the sign. And you just need to decide how high you want it. You just need to make sure that you have at least a couple inches of the sign so that you get good adhesion. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put down some of the craft glue. And some hot glue. And then go ahead and attach your guy. You just need to hold it there for a little while and make sure that it sets up well. Okay, so then you're going to want to turn it over And go ahead and add some more glue all the way around the edges. You want to make sure that the sign is on there nice and secure. Okay, so go ahead and run a bead of glue around the edge. Okay, so my little standing elf is all done. I'm really happy with how he came out. And here is the Santa Claus. I think he is very cute. Now Santa stands about 2 feet and the elf stands at about 19 inches. Now the construction for Santa here is the same that I did for the elf. The only difference is for his clothing, I used one of the Santa hats from the Dollar Tree. All I did was I measured how much I needed of the top piece of the hat to cover his glittery hat. And then I trimmed it. And then I slid this over his head and glued it down. And I also folded over and glued down the pom-pom, and then I lined the edge with the small white pom-poms that you can get in a bag from the Dollar Tree. And then I had a little bit of greenery and some berries, so I added some at his hat and also some at the base. I also trimmed out the bottom of his socks and the little white pom-poms. And then for his coat here and his tails, I used the bottom half of the hat. You want to find where the seam is, where it has been stitched, and then you're going to go ahead and cut that section out after you've cut off the top. And then you're also going to want to cut where the rim is attached to the hat. That way you can fold the rim down, because you'll need to fold it like 2 or 3 times so that it gets thin like this. And then all I did was, once I got that down, I glued it down, and then I took that section and wrapped it around the wood, and I had them meet right at the seam, and I glued them down. Okay, so just wrap it around and then trim off anything extra. And then I just fold the ends in again so I have a clean edge, even on the red. And then I hot glued it right down the center so it looks like the seam on his coat. And then I also hot glued it all the way around the edge up here. Now for his little belt here, I just took some of the extra pieces that I had when I trimmed this to make it smaller, and I cut one longer piece and one smaller piece. And then I just hot glued those to the side so it looked like a belt. Then to finish it off, I just cut another extra piece that I had to cover the top and hot glued that down. And that's it. Total cost for making both Standing Santa and the Standing Elf is less than $15. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's craft. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up. It really does help out my channel. And if you know anyone who would be interested, please let them know and share my video. Thanks again for stopping by. It's always a pleasure to see you. I hope everyone in your family is staying happy, healthy, and strong. You have a great day, and I will catch you next time.